Hello everyone, this is Neil, Editorial Director of Road Magazine, and I'm here with Scott Strove, who just got a new position in Cannondale. Care to elaborate on that?
I'm the new Global Director of Marketing at Cannondale Bicycles. We
Wow.
make bikes.
So what does that position entail?
You're never supposed to say in public speaking, by the way. That's one of the things that I learned, and also it involves using a lot of three-syllable versus double-syllable words, which I learned that rule walking right in the door, and people tend to respond to that. It makes you come across as a little bit more academic when you use three
And you
syllables
find that effective
versus two syllables. But essentially, I'm the guy that takes the Cannondale product voice and makes sure that we project it outwardly in the right way, so that people want to ride our bikes and feel the difference in performance.
And we'll talk about riding those bikes,
Okay.
but the other day I knew you were visiting, so I put out onto our website, people want to ask you questions,
Okay.
and I did get some interesting questions, and I won't go through them all. I know you're rushed for time. Dan from Delaware asks...
I'm very busy.
I know, and I appreciate the moment we have here now. Dan from Delaware asks, what's the difference between an aardvark and an anteater?
Bill, did you pre-screen these questions for me?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
You're good to go here.
Bill's aware of these.
All
Thanks, Bill.
Oh, so Dan asks, what's the difference between an anteater and an aardvark?
An anteater eats ants. An aardvark usually lives on aards.
Dan, there you go. That's the difference between aardvark and anteater. Let's move on to the Tour de France. Cannondale had a fantastic Tour de France. Out of nowhere, 4 weeks ago, Maurice Soler was not a name that came out of my lips. Tell me about him. Where did you guys find him? Do you know?
Well, we were stoked. First of all, because I don't know that we necessarily knew who Maurice Soler was. We have to give as much, and this is the serious part of this section.
These other questions were quite serious too about the aardvark.
Good. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think there are such things as ards.
I'll double check it later.
Claudio Corti is probably one of the more respected director sportifs in cycling, and he's just got a knack for finding talent, and he kind of took a flyer out on this kid, but he's well known, obviously, in his native country of Colombia. He's known for being a pure climber, and it's obviously Barlow World's first tour, so that took us by surprise first and foremost that we actually got a ticket in there. I mean, we were overwhelmed and happy that we had two teams in the tour, which is obviously great exposure, and Claudio's initiative going into the tour was to just make sure that every day these guys were on the attack, because obviously they want to get as much exposure for their sponsors as possible, but also that's how you get the best experiences when you go out there and you just you go full throttle. But as far as Soler's performance, I think he was anticipating using the tour as kind of a run to see what the kid could do, and I think everybody found out what he's capable of.
Oh, I think we did. And luckily I saw that Barlow World has just signed him for 2 years, so he's going to be riding your bikes for a little longer.
That's what we're looking at.
Speaking of bikes, which bike was he on? And you guys, I know some of the riders were on the Super 6, and then some were on the System 6. Which one was he on?
Yeah, he was on the System 6. We introduced the Super 6 just a couple of months ago at the Giro, and we only did them in a very limited size run initially. So until the off sizes, we'll say, could go through like the full gamut of our testing, and that's really the most important part of our process is making sure that every bike, no matter what the size, performs at a certain level in terms of stiffness to weight. So some of the larger sizes, like the 60, as well as some of the smaller sizes, are usually the last ones to go through because they're not in that bulk that is as a high volume for us. So
Don't I know it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a 60.
I know. Tim, you've ridden one though, haven't you?
A 60?
No, not a 60.
Yeah, that bike's rad.
Just for those who don't know Tim's actually 5'2".
Yeah, see how short the camera is? It's like really low to the ground.
We had plenty of size 47s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Soler was on a System 6, which is racing world today, and at the level at which these guys are pedaling, it's nice to have choice, even at the highest level. There's no reason why you can't choose between something that we would consider equal in terms of performance, but might feel slightly different. So there's preference there, and then there's choice. So System 6 is a fantastic bike. It won the Giro d'Italia. It won the King of the Mountains. It's a fantastic bike. Whereas in stage 5 of the what's that right? Tour de France.
Just ended.
Yeah, Filippo Pozzato. I mean, he sprinted to a victory in stage 5 on a Super 6. So and then we painted Special because he's got long hair and he's a handsome guy and he likes the nice pimpy type stuff.
We tend to.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind for me.
Right.
Well, that's Neil from Road with the super sexy and talented Scott Strove. Cannondale.
Ciao.